Mohlakeng Concerned Residents group threatening now to shut down the West Rand Education Department district office until their children have been placed. The majority of pupils, of course, returned to school today, but it's estimated around 1,000 pupils are yet to find a spot in Gauteng. Manqoba Mchunu is following this story and joins us now. Manqoba, you were in Randfontein. Now, I have to just say, Randfontein is where I started in grade 1 many years ago. But parents in Randfontein incredibly frustrated, specifically with this online system. Earlier in the program, we heard Angie Mochega saying it is a system that can work. What are parents telling you about their experiences?
Well, Sir, I can tell you that parents are quite frustrated. In fact, when we arrived at Randfontein, at the West Rand district offices of the Education Department, there were quite a long, queues there of parents that had been waiting, Sally, for hours. We understand that some of them arrived in the wee hours of the morning, around about 5 o'clock in the morning. And this is what they've been doing for the past 3 days. So they have been here, Sally, since Monday at that particular place, trying to understand, of course, and get answers as far as placement is concerned. It is a problem every year that we see when schools open, parents flocking to these district offices. And this year was no different, Sally. That's what we've seen, in fact, not only in that particular area, but also in other areas here in Gauteng. And we know so far, Sally, that over 268,000 pupils have been placed, but there's still those 1,390 or so that are still not been placed at this particular point. And I can tell you, Sally, that many of the parents were demanding answers. They wanted to know what's happening with their placement. And the issues, Sally, were around, some of the placements that have been provided by the department. Some of the parents will tell you that they had applied at a certain school that is closer to them, but only to be placed at a school that is kilometers away or perhaps in another area. And so those were some of the frustrations that had actually brought those parents to the department. Of course, they were hoping to find some answers, but they were not happy when they left because the officials were not at that particular district office. They attended to the MECs that were in the area. But Sally, just take a listen to the frustrations that the parents shared about some of these issues.
I did apply last year, August, and then I got a placement at a school, the one that I didn't apply to, but the 2 schools that I chosen, they didn't give me the answer to it. So since I was here, after I get that reply that this school, I don't know it, I don't even know the uniform, so can you please give me the right school that I want? But till today, I'm still going on that road.
My child is not at school today. On Monday, at 6:30, I was at Rebecca. There was a black lady in front of me. I was the second one. Number 3 was a white gentleman. Number 4, a white lady. Right? We were both told that Rebecca doesn't have space at all. I stood on the side trying to think that, okay, now that there's no space. Remember, from where I live, the school is just 10 minutes away. So my child is nearer to home, right? Okay. As I was standing on the side waiting, I'm just thinking, what am I going to do from here? The gentleman, the white gentleman and the white lady came back having stationary lists. Remember, as parents, as we stand here, we all talk and say, what am I here to do? So I knew that the gentleman was there. He's there for grade 9. I'm looking for a child for grade 9. Right now, my child is at home. When I came here at the Department of Education, it was around about 7. It was only black people from the gate right to Yanfelyun. It was only black people. The first question I asked, if they say there's no space, why is it only us?
So frustration in Randfontein as well today. You mentioned that concerned residents group in the area. What are they saying?
Well, Sally, they were part of the process to try and perhaps, mediate between the department as well as the parents. They've been engaged in talks between officials and parents. And of course, they say they were also let down today by what happened at the department. They're saying, Sally, they're going to take a tough stance, and that is shutting down that particular office if they do not help these parents. So they're threatening, Sally, that by tomorrow, if those parents and the children are not placed at schools, they're going to shut it down. But take a listen to what they had to say.
Today, the management was not here. All of them, they were not here. But the parents were queuing here. And they promised parents that today, because it is the reopening of the school, each and every single parent, their children will be at school today. That is our agreement together with the management. But because they saw that they never They never came to our rescue. They never did anything according to our agreement. I think they flew away because none of them were present today. So I think we have to go and mobilize the masses of the community to come here and close this place until they get to the rescue of the children, to the rescue of the parents, until each and every single parent being satisfied of their needs, because they've been on this route since October last year until today.
Yeah, making such an important point there, Manqoba, that these parents have done the right thing. They have tried to do the right thing. We know there's huge pressure on Gauteng schools because of many people coming to Gauteng to look for work. We know that that is a really difficult situation for the education authorities to deal with. But at the same time, a plan has to be made, and we're seeing growing frustration on the part of parents. Thank you so much for that update on what's been happening in Randfontein today. Our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu.